Very good afternoon. Students, today we are going to start with nutrition and health. All of you all know what is nutrition. In our daily life, we we know the various nutritions which we take in a form of food. So what is nutrition? Nutrition is defined as the science of food and its relationship to health. It is concerned primarily with the part played by nutrients in body growth, development, and maintenance. The word nutrient is used for specific dietary constituents such as proteins, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. Now we'll see the classification of food. There are three classes of food. The first class implies the classification by origin or source. The second class is by chemical composition, and the third class is by predominant functions. The first class is again subclassified into two classes, that is food of animal origin and foods of vegetable origin. The foods of animal origin are milk, meat, poultry, egg, fish, whereas foods of vegetable origins are the various vegetables which we take in our diet. The second class, that is classification by chemical composition, includes proteins, fats, carbohydrates, vitamins, and minerals. The third class is predominant functions. It includes predominant functions. Again, this also class is subclassified into three classes, that is bodybuilding foods, energy giving food, or you can say energy yielding foods, and protective foods. The bodybuilding foods include meat, milk, poultry, fish, eggs, pulses, etc. Whereas energy giving or energy yielding foods include cereals, sugars, fats, oils, etc. All of you all know what are cereals. Cereals are the various contents like rice, wheat, bajra, maize, etc. Protective foods include vegetables, fruits, meals, etc. So, today we have seen the classification of food. In that, there are three classes of foods, which is first is by origin, second is by chemical composition, and third is by functions. Now, first of all, before proceeding to the further various nutrients, to see the various nutrients individually, we'll see what do you mean by nutrients. Nutrients are the organic and inorganic complexes contained in food. So, what are nutrients? These are the organic and inorganic complexes contained in food. They are further broadly divided into two parts, that is macronutrients and micronutrients. The word macro indicates large, more. Yeah, you can say high amount, whereas micro, the word micro indicates small. So macro amounts means the nutrients which are uh, contained in a body in large concentration are proteins, fats, and carbohydrates, whereas the nutrients which are present in our body in small amount are vitamins and minerals. You can see in this slide that there are about 50 different nutrients which are normally supplied through the food which we eat, and each nutrient has specific functions in the body. Most naturally food contains more than one nutrients. Now we'll study individual nutrients. First nutrient which we are going to study are proteins. Proteins you have studied in PCP also. These are the complex organic nitrogenous compounds composing of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur in varying amounts. Some proteins are also contains iron and phosphorus. All of you all know proteins are made up of smaller units called as amino acids. Now we'll see the sources, various sources from which we can get proteins in our body. There are two main sources which can provide proteins to our body. The first source is animal sources and the second vegetable sources. Animal sources include milk, meat, eggs, cheese, fish, etc. Whereas vegetable sources include pulses, uh, you can say beans, then nuts, oil seeds, cereals, etc. The daily protein requirement for an adult is 60 to 65 grams per day. Now we'll see the functions of proteins. We can see the first function, that is proteins are necessary for growth and repair of the body. Proteins also build up new tissues during the period of growth, pregnancy, and lactation. Proteins are also required for the formation of digestive enzymes, hormones, plasma proteins, hemoglobin, and vitamins. They also provide 10 to 15% of the energy during emergencies like starvation, inadequate food intake. Also, proteins are used for the maintenance of osmotic pressure. So, we have seen here five different functions of protein. The first function is necessary for growth and repair of body. Then second, it is used to build up new tissues during the period of growth of, or pregnancy and lactation. They are also required for the formation of various digestive enzymes, hormones, plasma proteins, hemoglobin, and vitamins. They also provide 10 to 15% of the energy during the emergencies like starvation, inadequate food intake, and also used to maintain the osmotic pressure. Now we'll see protein deficiency diseases. We can see the first disease, that is degeneration of the connective tissues of the gingival and periodontal ligament. It is related to the mouth. So there is some degeneration in your gingival and periodontal ligament due to the deficiency of protein. Also, the deficiency of protein can produce osteoporosis of alveolar bone. Also, delayed wound healing is caused due to protein deficiency. Atrophy of tongue epithelium is also caused. And the main two important protein deficiency disease, you can say protein energy malnutrition diseases, are kwashiorkor and marasmus. You can see in this slide the various protein energy malnutrition diseases and the manifestations are given in the slide. The first is marasmus. Marasmus occurs in the second 6 months of the life of the infant. That is from when the infant is of 7th month till the 12 months. And there is severe growth failure. The weight of the infant is less than 60% for the age. The he's very thin, wrinkled skin, then dawn in face, possible extreme hunger are the various manifestations, or you can say symptoms, which have been seen in the child during marasmus. The second protein energy malnutrition disease is kwashiorkor. It is also a severe protein energy malnutrition disease. It occurs in the second year of the life of the child. Here the weight again 60 to 80% weight for the age. Then there is swelling. It's due to edema. Then dry flaky skin. Then change in the skin and hair. The hair becomes reddish or gray in color. Appetite loss, lethargy. The child looks very miserable and pathetic. Moon-shaped face. So these are the various symptoms seen during kwashiorkor. The third type is marasmic kwashiorkor. It is most serious form of protein energy malnutrition. This condition is combining both the disease, that is marasmus as well as kwashiorkor. In this also, the weight of the child is less than 60% weight for the age. Now, we'll see the another important nutrient which is carbohydrates. All of you all know carbohydrates. That's what they are: sugar, starch, cellulose. So these are the various carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are of two types, that is simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates. Simple carbohydrates are found in foods such as fruits, milk, and vegetables. Also, cake, candy, and other refined sugar products are simple sugars, which also provide energy but lack in vitamins, minerals, and fibers. You all can see in this slide the picture has been shown and the sources from where we can get simple carbohydrates. At the same time, complex carbohydrates provide vitamins, minerals, and fibers. The food which contains complex carbohydrates are breads, legumes, rice, pasta, and starchy vegetables which contain complex carbohydrates. The daily requirement of carbohydrate in an adult body is 300 to 500 grams per day. Now we'll see the various functions of carbohydrates. The primary function of carbohydrate is to provide a source of energy to facilitate body metabolism, that is 1200 kilocalories. Brain and nervous tissues utilize only glucose as energy source, that is 5 grams per hour. Muscles, including the heart muscles, derive energy from contraction from stored glycogen. The major component of the ground substance are derived from carbohydrates. We can get carbohydrate from rice, potato. The daily food intake which we take includes large amount of carbohydrates. Now we'll see the third component, that is fats and oils. Fats are the solid They are the solids which are solids at 20 degrees Celsius. Means if the fats are solid at 20 degree Celsius temperature, then we call them fats. But at the same temperature, if they are in liquid form, they are called oils. Are you all getting it? If if we say fats, when we say fats, if they are solid at 20 degree Celsius temperature, and if at the same temperature they are in liquid form, then they are called oils. Fats and oils are the sources of energy. Fats yield fatty acids and glycerol on hydrolysis. If you all hydrolyze fat, what will be yield? Fatty acids and glycerol. Polyunsaturated fatty acids are found in vegetable oils, whereas saturated fatty acids are found in animal fats. Coconut oil and palm oil contains saturated fatty acids. We can see there are three sources for fats and oils. The first source is animal fats. The animal fats examples are ghee, butter, milk, cheese, then eggs, meat, fish, etc. Whereas the vegetable fats examples are groundnut, mustard, coconut, oils. These are all the oils which we can get from vegetable fats. Then the third class is others. In others, there are cereals, pulses, nuts, vegetables. From this, the fats or the oils which are being obtained are in so small quantity that we can say that they are invisible fats. We can call them invisible fats. Means fat contents or oil contents are present in them, but they are present in such a small amount that they are called as invisible fats. Now we'll see the functions of fats and oil. They provide, the first function is they provide energy, that is 9 kilocalories every gram. Means every gram of fats or oil provides how much energy? 9 kilocalories. Then the second function is they serve as a vehicle for fat soluble vitamins. All of you will see in the further lecture that vitamins are of two types: water soluble, fat soluble. Which are the fat soluble vitamins? I think you all may be knowing the fat soluble vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin K, vitamin E. So fats and oils, they serve as a vehicle for these fat soluble vitamins. They also act as a thermal insulators for the skin. The essential fatty acids are required for the body growth and structural integrity. So these are the various functions of fats and oil. The daily requirement for an adult of fats is 10 to 20 grams daily. So students, I think you all have been understood and have been clear about the various nutrients in today's lecture. We'll just take a preview. That is, today we studied what is nutrition, that is the science of food and its relationship to the food. Then we saw the classification of food. There are three classes: the classification by origin or source, classification by chemical composition, and classification by function. Then we saw what are nutrients. They are organic and inorganic complexes contained in the food. There are two types of nutrients: macronutrients and micronutrients. Then we started with the various nutrients. That first was proteins, that is a complex organic nitrogenous compounds composing of carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, and sulfur. Then we saw the sources, saw the daily requirements, saw the functions, saw the various protein deficiency diseases, protein energy malnutrition diseases. Then we started with carbohydrates, simple carbohydrates and complex carbohydrates, the daily requirement of carbohydrates, the various functions of carbohydrates, and at the last we saw the fats and oils, its sources and functions along with the daily requirement. So, the one more thing which is remaining, that is fats and its role in disease. All of you all know, if we take excess of fatty foods, there will be obesity in our body. Obesity means fattiness. Why? Due to the excess fats intake in the food. Then the second disease which is caused due to fats or oils is phrenoderma. It is the deficiency of essential fatty acids in diet and is associated with rough and dry skin. That is due to the deficiency of fats. Then coronary heart disease is also produced due to the excess content of fats and oil in your diet. Cancer, then atherosclerosis. You all may have been heard about atherosclerosis. That is the deposition of fats in the arteries, blood vessels. Then chronic swelling of parotid glands due to the disturbance in lipid metabolism. So in today's lecture, we studied about proteins, carbohydrates, and fats, their sources, their functions, and the disease associated with that. So, students, for today, it's over. Hope you have understood and the idea about nutrients is being clear to you all. Thank you very much. The remaining nutrients will be studied in the next lecture. Thank you.